Welcome to Math Puzzle Channel. I'm Mr. Charles. Today we're going to discuss a question from a Math Olympiad competition. If you are interested in Math Olympiad, feel free to check out the playlist on our YouTube page. You will find other similar videos there. Here is the question. In the island of Knights and Knaves, the inhabitants are divided into two tribes. The Knights, who always tell the truth, and the Knaves, who always lie. Bob visited the island and encountered a group of islanders sitting in a circle, all facing inwards. He decided to go around the circle clockwise and ask each islander about the tribe of the person sitting to their left. The first islander claimed, "The man sitting to my left is a knight." The next islander replied, "The man sitting to my left is a knave." The third islander then said, "The man sitting to my left is a knight," and so on. Bob went around the circle twice, and the islanders kept alternating between these two statements. Which value of n is compatible with Bob's story? A. 5. B. 6. C. 7. D. 8. E. 9. Feel free to pause the video if you need some time to give this question a try. When you're ready, please resume the video. I will guide you through a step-by-step explanation of how to solve it. Since Bob went around the circle clockwise, the person mentioned in each islander's reply would be the next person to answer Bob's question. As the first islander that Bob asked could be either a knight or a knave. Let's consider the scenarios one by one. If the first islander that Bob asked were a knight, he would be telling the truth. He said, "The man sitting to my left is a knight." It implies that the second islander would also be a knight. The second islander said, "The man sitting to my left is a knave." Since a knight always tells the truth, this means the next islander must be a knave. The third islander said, "The man sitting to my left is a knight." This is a lie, so the fourth islander would also be a knave. The fourth islander said, "The man sitting to my left is a knave." As a knave, this statement is also a lie, meaning the fifth islander must be a knight. Then the fifth islander said, "The man sitting to my left is a knight." Since the tribe and statement of the fifth islander is just like the first islander, a cycle is established that can continue indefinitely. This cycle repeats every 4 islanders. And now let's consider the first islander as a knave. If he were a knave, he would be lying when he said, "The man sitting to my left is a knight." Since it was a lie, it would imply that the second islander would be a knave. The second islander said, "The man sitting to my left is a knave." As he was lying, it induces that the third islander must be a knight. The third islander said, "The man sitting to my left is a knight." As a knight always tells the truth, it implies that the fourth islander would also be a knight. The fourth islander then said, "The man sitting to my left is a knave." He is telling the truth, and the fifth islander would be a knave. Again, the tribe and statement of the fifth islander is just like the first islanders. A cycle is established. Therefore, no matter which tribe the first islander belongs to, a cycle would repeat every 4 islanders. Since Bob went around the circle twice and the islanders kept the same answers, the number of islanders, n, sitting in the circle must be a multiple of 4 to make this happen. From the choices provided in the question, only option D, 8, is a multiple of 4. Therefore, D is the correct answer. I will create more videos focusing on various mathematical problem-solving skills. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more math content. See you later.